know, I'm gonna give a shout out to my brother on the Logic channel. And I'm gonna tell you like this, man. This is something I noticed in the pathology and the mythology of the divestors. For a long time, they always gave you the requisition that black men are not good providers. We are deadbeat dads. We are losers. We are dusty. We can't hold down a job. We can't blah, blah, blah. Can't blah, blah, blah. Don't know how to shit on the toilet. Don't know how to piss in the bowl. Don't know how to tie our shoes. Don't know how to pull our dick out when we pee. You take these divestors' word for anything, they'll tell you we can't do shit. You dig? And for years, you'll have a lot of these divestment chicks talk all this shit and be over the fence with Brad. Now you let them tell you they provide. The Brad is a provider. He take care of them. He protect them. They get to live this so-called lifestyle, this high-end lifestyle that black men can't provide. You know, and for years, you had some black men that will literally trip off divestment chicks saying this shit. But now that the truth is coming out, you know, you got people out here revealing the truth, all kind of places like AC, of course, Only Logical channel. You got Media Man breaking down the facts, showing you all with government sites and government websites, showing you that black women have more children out of wedlock than black men have, for a group of women that outnumber black men, and say that black men are deadbeats, only to find out that you have more black women with children out of wedlock than black men. So it's more single black men without children. It's more fatherless. There's more black men out here with no children than black women with children. Less. So you got all these black women that used to say all this shit about black men, only to find out most of that shit was a farce. Now, for the most part, throughout the early 2000s, the mid 2000s, I mean, around what, 2015 on up, you had this educated, strong black woman. She's doing better leaping over black men, leaps and bounds and shit. Black men couldn't tell her nothing, and we beneath her. So, a brother like me said, okay. Many black men said, okay, we ain't gonna go back and forth with you. You can get with old, dusty white men, because that's what they're getting with. Black women getting with old white dudes, young white dudes who broke, handicapped dudes, fat white dudes, all type of motherfuckers. They getting sent to the upper room in high numbers. You know, you'll find out, if you find out, do statistics, you'll find out there's more black women meeting their end to non-black men than by black men when you go look at the stats. But when you look at another dynamic, like I said in many videos, you had black women that would call a strike on a brother, have black men killed, shot up, or send black men out to go shoot up other black men and end up getting killed. Like this one sister, the dude, the brother decided, hey, he done with her, he left her, told her to get out. A few hours later, this chick sent a tactical strike on him, but the strike was a flop. Where both of her brothers, one of her brothers, her cousin, two cousins of hers got injured. One got killed, the brother got killed, and the two others got injured, only for her to end up in court looking like she didn't do nothing, that she didn't even care for her brother getting killed by her soon-to-be ex, who this woman set this man up to get killed. You have a lot of black women that set up brothers to get killed, jacked, robbed, all kind of shit. And nobody, they don't never talk about that. But keep in mind that black women, now let me say this real clear. I'm not saying all black women. I'm talking about black women of this ilk. These black male hating ass women. And they was running around desperate for a long time. Now these stats coming out showing you otherwise. So with all that going on in the backdrop, and black women saying all this shit about black men, let me say, not all black women, let me make that clear. But it's enough of y'all. So you got these black women running around here being on some crazy shit, and then they'll talk about black men ain't no providers. I've been married twice. Both of the women I married to I provided for. Yes, the marriages didn't work, but I was the main provider in those relationships. So we all know that's a lie. Then you got these women got niggas tricking off on them, giving them money and shit, all kind of shit online. But they'll tell you the black men ain't no providers when they get money. They got men, niggas tricking off on them, giving them money and shit. So when you got put those in perspective, and then you got these black women saying fucked up ass shit about black men, talking about that they'd rather be a white man whore than a black man wife, only to find out a year or 2 years later, this woman turns around after getting ran through by numerous white dudes. I don't give a fuck, I'm saying it. Numerous white dudes. She end up right back with a black man on some pro-black shit. Up there with golden ox on, one of the big old African earrings, wrap around it. Look, Erykah Badu rap. And, you know, with 2 biracial kids from 2 of the white dudes she was in a relationship with. Now she on some pro-black shit, you know, basically up here telling black men that y'all shouldn't mess with white women. So basically, she did all that shit, talked about black men like a dog, said she'd rather be a white man whore than a black man wife. But then you 2 years later, you married to a black dude, come back on some Erykah Badu looking shit, and then try to tell black men that they shouldn't date outside the race. So when she said that, my eyes kind of got big in the motherfucker like this. Really? Really? I thought you said you'd rather be the white man whore. Now you gonna tell black men not to get their passports and all that shit, be loyal to black women? See, at this point, when you got women like that, y'all, what it is, they get Pookie and Ray Ray confused, dusty niggas confused with brothers that got their shit together. And sometimes they throw them all together. They throw the Pookies and Ray Rays in with the brothers that got their shit together. But see, this is to their own detriment. You did? Because really, black women digging a hole for themselves, and now you got all these black women losing all their cushy office jobs that they went and got degrees for. You know, went to 4-year college, you got degrees and shit for. Now all of a sudden, they loyal to now they want to be loyal to black men after all that shit. And this is why we tell black men not to do the reach back. Not to do the reach back at all. And the reason why we tell them not to do the reach back is because these the same group of women that talk shit to black men, said we wasn't shit, we was Nikers, we was all this, we was all that. So fuck it, we ran with it. we dusty, we all that shit that you said we was, black woman. Those divested and swirling when we all that shit. You know. But at this point, technically, to be honest, you have a lot of these black women that even get out here and divest and shit, and they want to come back, do the reach back. They act like we owe them shit. They literally act like we owe them every goddamn thing. And then after that, they tell you you ain't getting no with, you don't want to get with no woman that look like your mama. Fuck no, why we want to get with a woman that look like our mama? You know, and this is the thing. You got black women just taking L's in this divestment movement out left and right. But the divestors want to live in La La Land. The Christian incursions, all these divestment women, they want to live in delusional life that Brad ain't sending them to the upper room. They don't want to tell you that they doing all the providing for white men. Black women are doing all the providing. You got a black chick on her that I got in this thumbnail. She taking care of old, decrepit, toothless white man. And doing working 3 jobs. Now, when this man ended up in geriatric or kicked the bucket from something, she'll be trying to come back and have to straight work all them 3 jobs, busting her ass, working 3 jobs. And they'll run into a black man with a Becky and Susan. And he's providing everything for that Becky and Susan. That Becky and Susan, like I said in many a video, hopping out of motherfucking Range Rovers with red bottom heels on, a Gucci bag, Prada bag, Jimmy Choo bag, with her hair done, nails did. Those black women feel a certain kind of way about that man doing all that providing for that Keisha, that Becky, or Susan, or Milan, or Hacienca Flores. They get in their feelings about that. Even when they're in a divestment relationship, because they thought they were living that lifestyle. Well, a lot of them not living that lifestyle like they pretend to live. Only to find out them white men stressed out because now them white men didn't sign up for her showing them off like that. A lot of times them white men don't even want to be showed off like that. A lot of times them white men date them and get in a relationship with them, but don't want nobody to know that they in a relationship with them. You had a white guy that hid his whole marriage on fucking social media. Hid his whole marriage, didn't have none of her pictures up. But you go to her channel, she got all pictures of her up. Every picture you got, he's in it. But he didn't have none of her pictures up. So when she went to his page to find out he wasn't on there, he had single and still looking. And what he put on there, what he said he was looking for, he looking for white women with nice boobs and blonde hair. Imagine that. That's what he's looking for. But the thing is, them white men don't have the resources to get those type of white women. They don't have the money or the resources to get them type of white women because they broke. Now that to Keisha, they might have money, but to Becky, nah. But you know what Becky, you know who Becky and Susan with? Tyrone that's doing all the providing. And I ain't even trying to promote black men getting with white women. You know, I'm not even trying to promote that. But I'm just showing y'all something. Now you do have some Tyrone's out here with some busted Beckys. Some busted Beckys. You do, I ain't saying you don't. I'm just keeping 100. I seen some brothers with some busted and dusted Beckys and Susans. And we can admit that, yes, you do have some black men out here with some busted and dusted white chicks. Let's keep it real. You get what's only on your level. So But when you have money, when you're a black man with money, you ain't getting with no busting and dusting Becky. I'm just telling you that if you a brother with means or whatever, you got bread, you ain't getting with no busting and dusting Becky. You gonna get with the best. You gonna get with the baddest ass white chick money can buy. That's real spiel. You ain't gonna. If you're a millionaire, or you making over 6 or 7 figures, you might be a black dude that's into white chicks. But you ain't gonna go out here and get no busting and dusting Becky from the trailer park. No, you ain't. But see, you'll have black women that got a little bit of money and get with a white dude that's busting and dusting. But let them tell you, they only white men are providers. So when you see these black chicks with these white guys that's broke, you like, I thought he was a provider. You doing that a provider? And then when you put 2 to 2 together and you find out what she mean by providing is something completely different than what you thought. It's something completely different. And like I tell, like my biracial cousins and shit, I keep it 100, love them dearly. But when you see most of these black women when they talk about providing, this is what they mean. Those women, black women of that ilk, they mean his whiteness and the provision or to be able to provide them with a biracial child, preferably a girl. They don't really want boys because you can't play in the boys' hair, biracial boys' hair. You can't play in the boys' hair. But you can play in the biracial girls' hair. That's why I said in the last video, if you ever notice these chicks that got biracial children, preferably girls, you see them black women constantly playing in them little girls' hair like they baby Barbie dolls and shit. And the little biracial girl get fed up with that shit. And when she get older, that shit annoys them. So when you have most of these black women, when they talk about of that ilk, let me say it again, of that ilk, the first thing they always tell you, if they tell you that white men are the providers, it don't mean monetary. Let me say that again, it don't mean monetary. We got it all mixed up. We thought they meant monetary. It don't mean monetary. It means his whiteness and a biracial kid is his monetary fund. That's what she gets out of that relationship with Brad. You got chicks like the chick on that post I put up, she's working 3 jobs to provide for that white man, old white man, decrepit white man. I'm like, damn, at least she could have got a young white dude. But she got an old ass decrepit white man on disability, on Social Security disability. 1 foot in geriatrics, 1 foot in the 1 foot in hospice. And I can't return your voice. You can't make this shit up. Rest in power, Kevin Samuels and David Curl. Rest in power.